The old, abandoned asylum stood as a sentinel on the hill, its cracked windows staring down at the desolate town below. Locals whispered tales of its dark past, of the patients who had been confined and tortured within its walls. Some claimed the spirits of those unfortunate souls still haunted the place, their mournful cries echoing through the night. A group of thrill-seeking teenagers, fueled by a mix of bravado and curiosity, decided to explore the asylum. Armed with flashlights and a healthy dose of skepticism, they ventured into the crumbling structure. The air inside was thick with dust and decay, the silence broken only by the creaking of floorboards and the distant drip of water. As they wandered through the labyrinthine corridors, they stumbled upon a room that seemed to be different from the others. It was larger, and the walls were adorned with strange symbols and intricate carvings. A chill ran down their spines as they realized the room was a chapel, its altar still intact. Suddenly, they heard a faint whisper, as if coming from the walls. It was a chilling sound, a wordless moan that sent shivers down their spines. They looked around, their flashlights scanning the darkness, but there was nothing to be seen. The whispers grew louder, more insistent. It was as if the walls themselves were alive, speaking to them in a language they couldn't understand. Fear gripped the teenagers as they tried to escape the room, but the door seemed to be locked from the inside. Desperate, they began to search for a way out, their flashlights casting eerie shadows on the walls. As they explored the room, they noticed a hidden panel behind the altar. With trembling hands, they pushed it aside, revealing a secret passage. Without hesitation, they rushed through the passage, their hearts pounding in their chests. The tunnel was narrow and dark, and they could hear the whispers growing louder behind them. They ran until they reached a dead end. Panic set in as they realized they were trapped. Just as they were about to give up hope, they heard a faint scratching sound. They turned around and saw a small, humanoid creature emerging from the darkness. Its skin was pale and translucent, and its eyes glowed an unnatural green. Terrified, the teenagers backed away, but the creature advanced towards them with a menacing growl. As it drew closer, they could see that its hands were covered in sharp, razor-like claws. With a desperate cry, one of the teenagers lunged at the creature, hoping to distract it. The creature turned its attention to the teenager, its eyes filled with a cold, calculating hatred. As it raised its claws to strike, the teenager managed to grab a nearby pipe and swing it at the creature. The blow connected, sending the creature reeling backward. It let out a blood-curdling scream and collapsed to the ground. The teenagers stood there, stunned, as the creature lay motionless. Exhausted and terrified, they made their way back through the secret passage and out of the asylum. As they left the crumbling building behind, they looked back one last time, a shiver running down their spines. They knew they would never forget the night they had spent in the haunted asylum, or the terrifying creature they had encountered within its walls.